Now, I really do not say this often, but what a delectable medley of footballing splendour that was. I'm sure somebody will try and set me straight here, but that was the best game of football that I've seen this season. That game was everything that you want from a game of football, and it truly was a delectable medley. It was simply fantastic. It was exceptional. It was the perfect game of football. The amount of determination, desire, heart, fight, spirit. It really was truly wonderful. And now this is where I need your help. Because I've been saying that Arsenal were going to win the league. And I still truly believe that Arsenal are going to win the league. But I've been looking at the permutations. I've been looking at how this now goes. I've been looking at the effects of what we have just seen today on the Premier League title. And I need your help. So if you still think Arsenal are going to win the league, I need you to like this video. Just need to monitor it because, listen to this, it gets really, really tight. When you think about who Manchester City play, when you think about who Arsenal play, it's advantage Man City. Manchester City have far more kind fixtures. Arsenal have some very difficult fixtures. They got to play Newcastle. They got to play Chelsea. They got to play Tottenham. But I think that their fixtures are perhaps easier when you throw into the equation Manchester City are in Europe. Manchester City have some complicating cup games in the FA Cup as well. So in terms of who's going to win the league now, I really don't know. It feels like it's so nip and tuck. Arsenal have difficult fixtures, more difficult fixtures. Man City have easier fixtures, but cup priorities and cup engagements to worry about. So I need you to like this video if you think Arsenal are going to win the league. That is how I'm trying to monitor it. But my mind is blown. That really was an astonishing game of association football. It was what we're in it for, isn't it? You know, when you think about why you watch football, why you talk about football with your mates, why you play football, why you watch videos like this, why I do the things I do, it's for games of football like that. Like, that was just compelling, brilliant, beautiful stuff. And do you know what? My thanks, in fact, goes out to both Arsenal and Liverpool Football Club. I am in awe of the skill, the fortitude, the love, the devotion to come up with that hour and a half spectacle that we just witnessed. It was everything that you could possibly want, and it feels like it's a seminal moment in the season. It really does feel like a proper seminal moment in the season because now, for the first time in a long time, both teams have the title in their own grasp. If Arsenal win every game between now and the end of the season, they will be champions. But equally, for the first time in a long time, if Manchester City win every game between now and the end of the season, they will be champions. So it is so nip and tuck. It is a glorious title race, isn't it? It is such a perfect title race. And this is how it looked. Arsenal's lead at the top is 6 points. So that means if Man City win their game in hand and beat Arsenal at the Etihad, it's going to go to goal difference. A league title on goal difference. Not since Arsenal beat Liverpool in '89 have we had that. Can you believe it could be a title on goal difference? Just so you know, Manchester City currently lead by 5. I just don't know. That's why I need you to like this video if you think Arsenal. I just need to monitor it. I'm going to do like a correlation between how many views the video gets and how many people like it to see if I think Arsenal are genuinely going to do it. I thought Arsenal were magnificent today for large portions of the game. In fact, for the first, 30 minutes, they were just unplayable, weren't they? For the first 30 minutes of the game, they were totally unplayable. They were totally dominant. They were totally in control. But then fair play to Liverpool. Liverpool roared back and they snatched a draw late on and then they actually went for the jugular. They could have ended up winning the game. And by the end, I think Arsenal fans are probably feeling a bit dejected and a bit gutted. But by the end, as a man who doesn't really have a dog in the fight, I think Arsenal fans should be quite happy. It could have been so much worse. Aaron Ramsdale, what a standout moment that was from him. There were 2 moments towards the end there. I think Konate was involved. There was a save. I think Firmino was causing all sorts of problems when he came on. I think that overall, Arsenal fans, if you are an Arsenal fan watching this game, it's very difficult to win them all. You haven't lost a game since you played Man City. In fact, you've won every game since then. 7 games in a row you've won. To go to Anfield and get a point, it's not a bad point. Under normal circumstances, it's a really good point. So I think Arsenal fans should be fairly confident. I think they should be full of belief that they can still win the league. Obviously, it's slightly frustrating, but overall, I think they should be happy with the point. The reason why they might not be is because they were utterly dominant for that opening half hour. Martinelli scoring that goal, little toe poke, such a beautiful moment, and Liverpool were in disarray. Van Dijk all over the place. Trent Alexander-Arnold all over the place. It was a shambles, and Arsenal were taking full advantage. Then Gabriel Jesus, free header in the box. Like, shocking stuff. Truly, truly shocking stuff. But then Arsenal did something very foolish. They allowed Liverpool to get back in the game, and they did it by making them angry. They had no reason to do it. They had no reason to make Liverpool so angry. Granit Xhaka leaving something in on Trent Alexander-Arnold. It felt so unnecessary, and it became the spark. It became the lightning rod with which Liverpool then started that second half and really went for it against Arsenal. So I think there was an element of naivety from Arsenal. From 2-0 up, they should have simply allowed the game to dwindle. Nothing should have happened. But instead of that, Granit Xhaka got involved with Trent Alexander-Arnold. The crowd lifted, the belief lifted, the desire lifted. And the second half, Liverpool were fantastic. Salah scores that penalty. It could have been a very different game for Arsenal. So I do think they should be fairly happy with the point. And as I say, a point is a good point at Anfield. It's not 2 points dropped under normal circumstances. It's just Man City. Man City is so specific. They've proved over a number of years that they can basically peel off as many wins as they need to win the league. They can basically win as many games as you need to win in order to win the league. That's why it's a bad point, because Manchester City are so good. But overall, I think Arsenal should still feel like they are favourites. I think a lot of people will now be saying that they have potentially handed advantage over to Man City because Man City now have it in their own hands. In fact, that's going to be the game, isn't it? Manchester City versus Arsenal on April the 26th. That is going to be the title decider. That is going to be the moment. And I truly cannot wait for it. It is going to be unbelievable. It was a great game. It was so intense. And I think, really, that Liverpool lacked a confidence and intensity in the first half, but they most certainly found it in the second half. The subs were good. Klopp got it right. Roberto Firmino, what a player he is. What a player he is. Coming on, towering header. And Trent Alexander-Arnold demonstrated exactly why those that love him so much. What he did to Zinchenko there was aggressive. It was aggressive. But he's secured a great point for his team and a huge blow to Arsenal. But there we go. It was a pulsating game of football, a game of football that I truly loved. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that was the best game of football that has been played this season. I have not seen a better game of football all season. Keen to hear your thoughts on that. As always, I would love it if you would click subscribe. If you're new around here, my name's Rory. I talk about football a lot, and I would love to welcome you into this community. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing what you have to say in the comments below. In a bit, yo.